I've finally finished building the frame that sits on the desk and holds the camera parallel to the surface, so I can take still images of the drawing in progress. There's a big improvement on the original tripod that was taking up half the desk space and really did get in the way. In the initial stages I needed to pick the colours that I was going to use, so I tried making a series of portraits of different colour combinations, which I noted at the bottom of each page so I would know what I used. I've tried greens, I've tried yellows, but in the end I settled on this combination of colours with that orange hue around the eyes. The next stage was to decide whether to use pencil or ink to shade over. So I tried it with ink first, but it was too harsh, it was too overpowering, the colour was completely lost. So I thought the other way to do it was to try a light shade of ink, but to be sure of the results, I sculpted a head of the main protagonist and used it to draw two identical in colour versions of the face, but with different shading over the top. So on the left it's graphite, on the right it's grey ink, and to me the one on the left is the effect I was trying to achieve. The one on the right is more graphic, and I don't think it suits this particular style. So after deciding that, I have tried a combination of them. So I tried using graphite shading on the face but ink on the clothing, but after being scanned these images there was still too much discrepancy between the hands and the face and the clothing, so I decided to go full graphite over the whole illustration. I'm trying to remove all the excess filler and try to smooth all the edges of the face. And then the next stage would be to prime it and spray paint it. So now what I've got to do is, because this is so porous and it absorbs water like a sponge, I need to prime it before I can put any paint over it. For the female character in the book, it was particularly important to do the entire head because her hair's cut very short and I would have to draw the back of her head in some scenes, and I thought it would be easier if I had the complete model to look at. She suffered a bit of damage, lost a bit of that ear, but I'm not putting it back because I don't think it's going to hold very well, because this clay is very powdery. I'll give her a bit of spray too. So now that the primer is dried, I'm going to put a slightly different shade of paint over this. It's not exactly skin tone colour, but it's not as white